Alright, so today is day 43 of 100 of one day, one vlog. This is where I document my last 100 days as a high school student. And look, here right now, there's not really been much that's going on. I've just been chilling and stuff, and I've been watching this right here. Yeah, Tanzania versus Liechtenstein. As a Tanzanian, I had to come out here, like just support my home team and just support them, like show some support to them. Obviously, Tanzanian, I love my country, so when I found out they were playing today, just decided to come in and watch the game. Because honestly speaking, I'm not even in Tanzania right now. I can't even support them. Am I going to watch the match in person? So why not just watch the match at least? I love Tanzania. It's been a while since I've even gone back there, but it's my home country. Really love it. So why just watching the game? But yeah, I'll let you know if anything happens, and yeah, I'll let you know about the score once the game ends.
Later.
Yeah, we lost 1-0. And that too in the worst way possible. Because let me be honest with you. We created a hell lot of chances. Like, we genuinely created more chances than them. I genuinely don't know. Like, we created a crazy amount of chances in this game. And we still lost. Not because the keeper was good, but because we couldn't finish. We generally could not finish. We could not put the ball in the back of the nets. This was so painful to watch. I don't think I've felt as much pain watching a football game as I have from this one match. This was generally the most painful football match I've ever had to endure. And what makes this even worse is that Liechtenstein have not won a single game prior to this. Like, they lost their last 13 games before this game. And we lost to them. This was so painful to watch. This is probably one of the most painful watches I've ever had to experience. And trust me, I have had to endure a lot of pain as a football fan this season, especially with the way Liverpool are playing. But somehow, this game takes the cake for the most painful football game I have watched. I don't know how much more of painful football I can deal with. Like, it's generally too much at this point. Like, it's generally too much. Having to watch the Tanzanian national team play, having to watch Liverpool play, it's generally so painful to watch. I don't think I felt this much pain watching football in so long. Like, honestly speaking, this is probably one of the most painful games I've ever watched. I know I've said that a lot, but like, generally speaking, how did we literally not have a single shot on target? Like, I think we only had one shot on target. Liechtenstein, on the other hand, they barely took any chances. I think they only took like 2 or 3 chances, and they lost. They still managed to get a goal after barely taking any chances. Like, it's painful to watch. But anyways, we're facing Macau next. Hopefully we win against them. They lost their game 4-1. But let's just hope that we can at least, win our game against them, and at least come third, at least get a bronze medal. But yeah, low key a painful game to watch, and hopefully the next game doesn't end up being as painful as this one was. Okay, so apart from like that absolute disaster class of a match that I had to watch, today's been a pretty crazy day though, because like, first of all, I finished my math syllabus finally. We finally managed to finish the math syllabus, so I guess that's kind of a W. On top of that, there was also the French IO. Finally managed to get that out of the way. went way better than I thought it would. On top of that, there's also the Econ IA thing. Like got flagged for AI. Kind of expected. Like turn it in. Probably one of the worst AI detectors ever exists. Yeah, flagged my this thing as AI for some damn reason. But yeah, apart from that, low key, yeah, I just worked on that, and resubmitted it. So yeah, look, been a pretty eventful or kind of midday, you could say. But yeah, that's pretty much all for day 43 of 100. I think that is today. Yeah, but anyways, I'll catch you all tomorrow. Peace.